All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's presentation. My name is Solomon James, and I will be your anchor for today. Behind me, I have my co-pilot, Minister Dan Formado, who is there helping me to take care of some things. Thank you, everyone, for finding time to be a part of this meeting tonight. So what is this all about? What's the buzz about Immeri? Why are we talking about Immeri right now? Well, Immeri, it's a word that is derived from Immer. Immer is a German word that means eternity. And the I was added to it, which stands for international. So basically, what we have here is an international company that is built to last. It's like saying Eternity International. Now, this concept is very relevant because for some of us, we've been part of things that some of them just lasted a few weeks, some of them a few months, and they've gone down the drain. And whenever you are being talked to about another thing, basically what comes to mind is your last failure. So Immeri is positioned to make sure that this is not the case, that is that one platform that will put smiles on your face. So that is how we came about Immeri. Well, these are the three wise men that runs Immeri, the board of directors of Immeri. We have here Mr. Tankamfo, who is the group senior executive vice president, and he is the president of Immeri Southeast Asia region. We have in the middle there the chairman and the CEO of Immeri group of company, Mr. Lau Chuangguan. And we have our very own regional president, Mr. Yap Wayen, who is also the group senior executive vice president, and he's the president of Immeri Middle East and Africa region, where we fall into. Combined, they have over 100 years experience in the direct selling industry and in corporate management, giving us a safety net to run with. Now, what is our mission in Immeri, and where is this vehicle taking us to? Well, Immeri's mission is simple, basically to bring happiness to ourselves and to our families using different vehicles, coming in the form of healthy products, through financial freedom, through continuous growth, and even giving back to society. That's the mission of Immeri. Now, as we talk about Immeri, we must also understand that Immeri has its own core value, and Immeri's core value is very simple. Sharing is rewarded. That is why we shared this opportunity. Probably somebody invited you. It's part of our core value, believing that it's more blessed to give than to take. So we are here together to share this exciting story of Immeri. Immeri also believes that success breeds success, that it is better to help other people to succeed. It is better to give somebody, to teach somebody how to fish rather than to just give them the fish. And we believe in filial piety, which is respect, love, and care for one another. This philosophy, combined with the spirit of freedom, integrity, vision, opportunity, and success, they form the foundation of our company's unprecedented success. So with that, I want to say, welcome to Immeri. So who are we? Well, basically, Immeri is the exclusive maker of our state-of-the-art manufacturing facility dedicated solely for the production of one of our masterclass flagship product, Virgin. And Immeri has spent over $2 million investing in this facility to create something of high quality that is helping the world today. Immeri believes in growth. Immeri believes in training and education, and this has been anchored through our Immeri Growth University. We believe in growing the business by growing the people. You can go to www.immerigrowthuniversity.com and you will get more details on our Growth University. Immeri also believes in giving back. We talked about that. So we have Immeri Faith Foundation. Immeri Faith Foundation is basically a way of giving back to society by setting aside a portion of our sales revenue for the foundation. The picture below is something that happened January this year in Ghana. And I was also privileged to be there, where we went to this orphanage home, as it were, somewhere in Ghana, to go help and support some of these people. It was an exciting time to share love with those people. So this is what Immeri is all about. Now, how far have we come since the beginning of Immeri? Where is our footprint? Well, today, Immeri is in about 7 countries and counting. Immeri began in 2016, just a little October 2016, so just a little less than 4 years in China. And Immeri moved to Malaysia in 2017. The company's headquarters actually is in Malaysia in 2017. Then Immeri entered the Ghana region in 2018, okay? That was October 15, 2018. And Immeri got into the Philippines in 2019. Immeri got into Brunei in 2019. Immeri touched base in Nigeria. We pre-launched in Nigeria, that was April 15, 2019. The pre-launch is still on currently. Then November 29 last year, Immeri also touched base in Egypt. And we are looking forward to 2020 and beyond, considering South Africa, Sudan, Saudi Arabia, many other regions that have been, that were pending for our footprint to be, to actually be engraved there, but for the pandemic. But again, all things are still working in that direction. So this is the footprint of Immeri within 3.5 years. Now, talking about Nigeria, which is our own host home, this is the Immeri office in Nigeria, now at number 1 Chief Okupe Road, Mende, Maryland, Lagos. It's very, very important we state this here, because Immeri is not just something that is just online without a structure to support the people where they are. For every country that we have mentioned, there are heavy structures like this to help support that market. So Immeri is not just a fly in the night, something you click online also, but we have physical presence to help support us. Well, in just less than 4 years, what has happened in Immeri? Immeri has done a couple of things. We have had sales of over $280 million in just 4 years. Immeri right now has over 625,000 members with over 38% retention rate. And that's huge in an industry where the retention rate is between 5 to 10. Then Immeri has actually given some very good travel incentives, and we have over 7,400 awardees to various places across the globe. And we also have over 655 plus car awardees. The numbers keep climbing, and this even needs to be updated. And finally, Immeri, within this short period of 3 years plus, have been able to award 2 people with penthouses. How about that? Now, let's see how this begins. Immeri says we have a commitment. It's a product commitment to make sure that what we offer out to our people, they are products of conscience, meaning we produce products that we ourselves, we are willing to use. There are many people out there today who are selling things that they cannot recommend to their family members, okay? There are people doing drugs. For some of them, they wouldn't want their children to use those drugs, okay? So for Immeri, everything we put out, we can boast that we are also users of the product. Then we also believe that our product should be green as much as possible, as far as possible, that we use only green and natural raw materials, because it's very, very important. And that our products are made of very high quality, made of very solid craftsmanship. So this is the product commitment of Immeri, okay, that we have running for us. Now, within the Nigerian space, okay, the Nigerian space, we have 3 products currently right now. I'll just give you an overview. We have our flagship product, which is Virgin. Our flagship product, Virgin, maintains and it improves the health of a woman's vagina. It balances the good bacteria, which is the lactobacilli, and the bad bacteria, anaerobes. It's, in addition, Virgin also helps the vagina to regain its immune system and increase its defensive power. Okay, that's our flagship product. We also have our second product called Vitide. Vitide actually is a beverage drink which contains peptides from soy protein extract, and it provides the essential peptides and nutrients for vitality and strength. Then finally, we have Adwell. We call it Adwell, but it's actually it's a German word pronounced Advil, okay? But Adwell because it's an addition to wellness. It's a digestive enzyme in Adwell that enhances the functional food we eat, making them easier to absorb, and they boost efficacy, thereby helping to increase metabolism and strengthening the immune function. The interesting thing here is that all our products have patented technology, and Immeri has invested millions of dollars in research and technology to bring these products to the world. Now, let's talk about Africa, because that's where we are. As of today, Africa is the second largest continent in the world, and we are the second most populous continent in the world, with over 1.32 billion people in total population. Currently, we know that the Nigerian population is over 200 million, okay? And over 102 million currently are female. That's representing about 49.4% of the Nigerian populace. Now, what's the problem here? The problem here is the fact that of this number, over 14 million of them, of the women in Nigeria, they are infected with bacterial vaginosis. And this causes the imbalance between the good and bad bacteria in the vagina. And as a result, it's causing foul-smelling discharges. They are having vaginal itching, gray, white, and greenish discharges. Many people might not know the name to be bacterial vaginosis, but when you roll out the symptoms, they identify quickly with it. So how are we addressing this? Because if this is not taken care of, then you begin to see what is happening here. Because once the infection beats the vagina, it moves in. So we are having a lot of ladies complaining of having deep infection. For many of them, they are having what we call pelvic inflammatory diseases. They are having infertility. There's a high rate of infertility today in the land, and many of them are not demonic. For a lot of them, they are infections that have been left untreated, and it now have what we call a compounding effect. For a lot of ladies, they have what we call cervical erosion. The walls of the vagina is thinning out. So for some ladies, they are having dryness. I mean, so a lady reached out to me a couple of days do we have a solution for dryness? Because once there is a penetration, they have this pain during intimacy with their partners. For some others, it's the odor, the foul, fishy smell that comes out of their private. And for a lot of ladies, this makes you susceptible even to sexual transmitted infection. So we have things like allergy and neonatal infection. We have fetus underweight when the babies are coming out and the babies are also affected. Then we have a lot of abortion. Okay, what we call abortion is miscarriages. Okay, premature abortion. So that's because there's an infection towards the uterus. And this can even lead to women's cancer. So again, you see, it's beyond the itching. It's beyond just the smell. It's a compound problem that, if it's not well addressed on time, could make the life of our women miserable. So to address this today, it's a solution that we have on ground. And this solution, ladies and gentlemen, is introducing to you Immeri's flagship product, which is Virgin. Well, Virgin basically is a refreshing intimate gel that helps to restore the integrity of the vagina back. Now, basically, for a lot of people who use Virgin, and a lot of people are asking, so what are the benefits of Virgin? What will Virgin do if I use Virgin? Well, number one, Virgin helps to protect. In what way? Because it helps to enhance the friendly bacteria, which is the lactobacillus in the vagina. Virgin helps to inhibit the bad bacteria. So it's like reducing the bad bacteria, enhancing the good bacteria. Basically, it makes your intimate part more healthy. It helps to reduce the infection. And you know the female vagina is very close to the anus. It's an open system. So many times you are prone to a lot of infection, but with Virgin, it helps to reduce that. It enhances the self-cleaning and defense mechanism. Somebody said to me last week that the medical doctor said, no, they don't need to use anything because the vagina can clean itself. I said, yes, that's very correct. That is if it's in a whole state. But for many of us, you know, based on different exposures, the toilets you use, the different things, it is no longer in its wholeness. So it cannot clean itself in many ways. So what vagina does is to enhance the ability for the vagina to self-clean itself and now defend itself. Now, vagina also helps to moisturize and tighten the vagina. Like I just said, somebody spoke to me a couple of days talking about dryness. Okay, so for a lot of ladies meeting with your partner, you need KY jelly and different things like that to try to moisturize. But naturally, you should be wet when you get to that mode. Now, vagina helps to moisturize and also to tighten. How? Because it helps to repair the cell. It helps to repair the cell. It helps to nourish the ovaries. And in nourishing the ovaries, that gives a higher possibility and probability for conception for those who are believing God for the fruit of the womb, because the ovaries is being reset and is being nourished effectively. It helps to restore the elasticity of the vaginal wall. So once there is a penetration, the vagina is well estrogenized and it can enlarge. It becomes elastic. So once there is a penetration, you do not feel the pain because now it is healthy and the elasticity of the vagina is well restored. Okay. Before I even talk about improving sex life, because somebody else was saying, but you know what? I'm already tight. I hope this will not tighten me the more. Again, like I said, it's much more about the elasticity. We have ladies that have what we call vaginal atrophy, loose vagina, which could be through high sexual activities or even childbirth. Now, when you use vagina, it restores the elasticity. So if you are dry, it moisturizes it. If you are tight, it makes it flexible. It increases the elasticity so that there is no tear, okay, once you are active. So now it improves the sex life of our ladies because it gives them this refreshing aroma. Or you've got to just have a stick of vagina and experience the refreshing aroma of vagina. And it also helps in the pheromone secretion, helping to boost the libido of our ladies. Now we have people who are even in what we call what's it called again? They are menopausal, okay, or post-menopausal. For some of them, they have no interest in sex. It's totally dead in their mind. But listen, when you use vagina, it comes back alive. Your groove is restored. So what are the ingredients making all of this possible? Well, vagina contains, this is the working mechanism, and they are all natural. It contains antibacterial and immune peptide. It contains organic acids that helps to reset the pH of the vagina between 3.5 to 4.4. Your vagina should be slightly acidic. So it's the organic acid that makes that happen. It contains seaweed extract that also help to inhibit some bad bacteria in the vagina. It contains the higher hyaluronic acid that helps to moisturize the vagina, okay? And it also helps to tightens it. So the hyaluronic acid does a lot. It moisturizes the vagina for those going through such dryness. It feeds the polysaccharides, which is actually what feeds the lactobacillus, the good bacteria in the vagina. Then it also contains vitamin E. Vitamin E helps in balancing the hormone. So we have the hormonal imbalance. Today you are having hot flushes. Today you are high. Tomorrow you are down. Your mood is swinging. Vitamin E helps in regulating the hormonal balance in there. With also the 100% natural essential oil, giving you that calmness, coolness, and relief. If you use this product, you will understand what we are talking about here. This is not chemical. This is 100% natural. So that is vagina for you. So these are all the ingredients in our vagina. If you're a medical person and you want to know what makes it work and what's the ingredient, these are the ingredients. Okay, let's go to our next product, which is in the category we call the Immeri. Now, we have two best natural anti-aging products in the world. It's the Vitide and our Adwell. Now, when we talk about Vitide, Vitide basically is vitality with peptides. And understand that peptides is basically food for the cell, gotten from soy micromolecule peptide. Now, basically, like I said, peptides are food for the cell. They feed your cell. Because for some of us, you eat, but basically until your food breaks down, and depending on the quality of the food, your cell has still not eaten. So with Vitide, which contains peptide, it helps to increase your immunity. I think last week, Monday or so, I was at one of the general hospitals here in Lagos on behalf of the corporate to go give out Vitide to some of our frontline heroes, because right now they are trying to combat the COVID-19 pandemic, and for many of them, they are heavily exposed. One of the things that they need is an increase in their immunity, and Vitide helps to increase the immunity. It's the golden essence of life, because it revives you from the inside and move you forward. What's the benefit of Vitide? It helps to protect the cell, because remember, you are your cell. The cells are dying, the cells are regenerating. When you have more cells dying than cell regeneration, basically that's aging. So anything that affects your cell, back then in school in biology, they taught us that the cell is a smaller unit of the body. From this cell, we have the tissue. From tissue, we have the organ. From the organ, we have the system. From the system, we have the man. So if anything helps your cell, basically it's helping the man, basically as it is. So it helps to slow down aging, because it accelerates the growth of new cell while taking away cells that are dying. So it helps to slow down that aging process. It helps to regulate your blood pressure, because again, remember, everything is cellular, and your cell is functional, your metabolism is working, your blood pressure gets normalized. It helps to restore skin and muscle elasticity. Remember, if your cell is alive, it will tell on your skin, it will tell on your muscle. It helps to strengthen those muscles also. There are people who cannot pick up just a little chair. They feel that flabbiness and weakness in their muscle. They need Vitide. It helps to eliminate fatigue. For some of us, you wake up even before 8 o'clock in the morning, you are feeling so fatigued from the inside, as if you fought in your dream. And for some of this thing, it's not because you didn't eat the previous night, it's because the food, the nutrient, is yet to get to the cell, which is why Vitide is taken first thing in the morning, empty stomach, so that your cell is already fed before the food even comes in. Very, very powerful, and it now helps in weight management, because once your cell comes alive, it does not want much more junk coming in as we normally do consume it. So it takes us to our third product, which is called Adwell. Okay, like I said, it's addition to wellness. Now, this is a product that has enzymes, and enzymic product. So like I said, we call it addition to wellness. It's a plant-based enzyme. Now, it helps to break down food efficiently. Again, we are Africans. We eat a whole lot of carbohydrate. Your fufu, your akpu, your eba, they call it Santana, 6 to 6, different things. There is nothing wrong in eating this food. The issue here is in breaking down that food, because while you have eaten, the food is not in your body. It is in your gut. Until it is broken down, and whatsoever nutrient is in that food is now being absorbed into your body. Now you can see why this is adding to your wellness, because if it can help to break down the food fast, it means your wellness is accelerated very, very fast. It speeds up the chemical reaction. We normally do demos on this. You will see how it's breaking carbohydrate, breaking starch, breaking all those things as fast as possible. What's the benefit of Adwell? It improves intestinal health, because if the food is not broken down, then you'll be having those intoxication, you're having constipation, you're having a lot of stomach upset, indigestion, and things like that. It helps to clean the gut, because it's like having a pipe that is blocked. When you flush it, then basically things begin to work effectively. So Adwell helps in cleaning the gut. It's anti-inflammation, because it contains properties that helps to take down inflammation. And it also helps to prevent blood clots, because for some of us, we eat a whole lot of oily things, we fry a whole lot of things, our arteries is blocked by oil. And because it contains properties and enzymes also, lipase that helps to break down oil, while the amylase helps to break down carbohydrates. I mean, it's very, very powerful what we have here with Adwell. It helps to prevent cancer because it contains some ingredients that help in helping to prevent cancer. It improves your total metabolism because, again, if your bowels are free, your system is free, then you have increased wellness, okay, by an increase in metabolism. It helps with weight management because, again, when you eat and the food is not breaking down, it is getting stored in your body as fat. But as Adwell helps to break these things very fast, rather than storing in your body rather is getting the nutrient that it needs for vitality, for energy, and for you to be whole. All right. The interesting thing about our three products is the fact that they are all cleared. We have the FDA certifications for all three products, either in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Egypt, any country where we are. So these are the three certifications. If you are in Ghana joining us, and if you're in Nigeria, the Adwell, the Vitide, and the Virgin all have certification cleared by NAFDAC also. Now, our three, like I said, we have three products. There are many more coming, but right now, where Immeri has 5 product brand series. The Virgin we just talked about falls under what we call the Immeri Care. Those are intimate care products. We have some other ones coming in, but we're not discussing it right now until they are clear. Because once you begin to discuss, people begin to say, when is it coming in? And people will leave with the one we are talking. You know, it is what you don't have that people always talk about. So let's talk about the ones that we have on ground. Then the Immeri Plus covers the Vitide and the Adwell we've just discussed, health and functional food. Then we have the Immeri Belt covering skin and personal care. We already have products in that line. Then we have the home care, which is Immeri Home covering our kitchen, wear and home appliances. We also have the Immeri Light covering our lifestyle food and beverages. Like I said, those ones currently are not in Nigeria as at this time. Okay, that being taken out of the way, that is the product. Now, why did I take time to talk about the product? Because like somebody is asking, what about the income generation? If we do not talk about the products backing the income, there is a Ponzi scheme. You can go play Baba Ijebu, understand there is no product attached to it. You can go play Lotto, there is no product attached to it. If there is no product of value that stands alone, okay, then probably you are in a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme. Now you understand that they are valuable products that people are using every day, and they're excited, whether they are networking or not. Now, this takes me, before we talk about the money part of it, I like our attitude and our mindset to be reframed, because sometimes it doesn't matter what it is. Before you begin talking about the money part, some people's mind is already telling them, God knows I don't get money. They just invite me. Let me come so that the person is not angry. In fact, it doesn't, even if you say it's 5 naira, some people say it's expensive. If you say it is 2 naira, trust me, people will still price it if it's possible. So it's a mindset, it's a paradigm. Some people will say, listen, I can't afford it. They've not even heard about the value or the monetary. They'll just tell you, hey, the way this thing they go, I can't afford it. Well, it's a limited belief. Rather than saying, I can't afford it, why don't you think and say, how can I afford it? Now, have you seen it's a flip of question? You are now answering positively rather than shutting down. Because when you say, I can't, it's like, that's end of discussion. How can I? Opens possibilities. Somebody said, what if I lose? Now, so I do the other one, you go. Now, so I do the other one. What if I lose? What if you succeed? Somebody says, listen, whatever they're going to say, I can tell you from my experience, it's not possible. Impossibilities for the untried. Have you heard the Roger Bannister's story? There are many things that were not impossible, but until it was tried. Somebody said, well, I'm too busy right now working. I do not have time for all of this. I wish I had time to talk you through our parents and people born between 1946 and 1964. And they are all retiring right now to a world that did not prepare for them. Back then, it was go to school, get a good grade, get a good job. But right now, they are retiring, and they just find out that everything they were not prepared for. So don't just get so busy. Understand the time so that you can begin to create systems. Systems that can help you in the days ahead. Now, that being taken care of, I want you to understand that right now, yes, I know you. Now you are listening to me right now. You are feeling pressured. Yes, yes, you are the one I'm talking to. You are feeling pressured. Not physical pressure, but financially pressured. Now, imagine what money is holding you back from attaining. There are loved ones. For some of us, you see, probably if your father is alive, your mother is alive, they call you, you act as if you don't see the call. You don't return the call. You know why? Because every of such call puts you under pressure. There is somebody in church that you told, call me last week. Now you are seeing the call, you are dodging the call. It's putting you under pressure. What are you trying to escape right now from? A wise man once said, he said, love is denied expression by poverty. Whatsoever that is putting you under pressure, unless it's spiritual, a lot of things, even the Bible says money answers a lot of things. So what is denying you that expression of love? Probably to your spouse, probably to your children. There are some people right now, they say school is not resuming. They are happy because if school resumes today, they will be exposed. Imagine what money is holding us back from doing. If you are in that category, you are the one I'm talking to. Pay close attention. Why is this important? Because growing up as a child, for many of us, we had dreams. We grew up, it's a rainy season right now. And for some of us, growing up as children, you will come out, you will play in the sun, you build castles. We never knew anything about economy. We did not know anything about GDP. We just knew that the future was bright. We played as kids. We fantasized traveling the world. We see aeroplane. We are singing aeroplane bye-bye and different things. There was no limit to our dream until we went to school. And he told us, get a good grade. Why? So that you get a good job. Today, many people are caught between a dream and a job. You are no longer pursuing your dream. You are fighting for survival. A couple of years ago, I got this book from Latana Ventures here in Lagos. It's titled Caught Between a Dream and a Job by a guy called Delaturu McNeil. The second, I recommend you look up for the book if you can find it and get one. It's an interesting read. But it reveals that some percent of people dislike their job, but they are there every day. 33% hate their job, they still go every day. 25% say their job is their number one stress factor. And I hope you are not in Lagos, because I will tell you your stress is double. 41% live paycheck to paycheck. Right now, everything is, the price of everything has been increased. Transportation has been increased. Groceries have been increased. But you know what? Your salary has not been increased. How are you coping? 43% have been overworked. You are happy they are laying off people. Your name is still not yet on the list, and you are thanking God. But unknown to you, you are going to do the job of those that have been laid off without an increase in salary. Is that the life you signed up for? 50% feel they are underpaid because, like I just itemized, it's not enough. 70% feel no motivation. How do you wake up 4:30, 5 o'clock to go to a place you do not like? There is no motivation. You just wish it's Friday so that you can put on your timeline. Thank God it's Friday. If you are the one I'm talking to, pay close attention. Because if all you have is one source of income, it is risky. Now, we saw it happen all over the world. We saw it happen in the last few months. Corporations right now are shutting down. People who thought they were secured are being shut down because they felt, I didn't need a second income. Listen to me, you do need a second income. This is a warning. This is a rehearsal. One source of income is risky. Well, to help us address this, let me quickly just introduce you to a revolutionary wealth building opportunity. We've talked about the product. Now, let's talk about this vehicle that can help us build a second income so that the pressures will be taken off and we can live the lives of our dream. That's the Immeri opportunity. Now, basically first here, the Immeri operates what we call a synergistic board breaking plan. You might not have had this word before. Probably you've had the word, you've not had this model of business before, because people are used to binary, matrix, unilevel, but not synergy. And synergy is the highest form of life. I recommend you pick up the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Chapter 6 talks about synergy. Now, everybody is working for everybody to win. But we live in a society today where your own shop must close down for another person's own to sell. Your business must collapse for another person to succeed. We're always praying for the downfall of another. I mean, I do not know how we get there, but I do not think that that's how God planned the world, because everything in the world is working in unison so that we succeed together. It's very, very important that we understand this. So, talking about synergy, let's go look at it. Now, I've just showed you one aspect in Immeri, which is the product. And you could join us and you use the product, and that's fine. But Immeri says beyond the product, you could make extra money retailing the product. You can get between 30 to 50% discount on your repurchases. Now, what this means is that you get to boost your retail businesses and you enjoy deeper retail profit. There are some persons that will say to you, me, I don't want to talk to anybody, but the product works and I want to sell the product. Listen, this makes that possible. You don't need to bring anybody to join us. You can use the product yourself, but if you find out the product effective, you can retail the product. But I will tell you ahead, nobody becomes that wealthy just retailing the product, because it's much more like an active income still. Not much leverage on that. But again, it gives you a break. So how does this work? Let's take just one case study here. Let's look at Virgin. It's our flagship product. It's one of our fastest moving products. We moved a container of Virgin in the month of, was it May or June, into Ghana. In 4 weeks, one full container was gone of Virgin. One full container, that's to tell you, is a fast moving product, because there are a lot of ladies having issues looking for solution, but because it's a private thing, people don't discuss about it. So let's see how you can make money and tap into this market. If you sign up with the agency, 295,930, you get 20 boxes of Virgin. The cost price is 14,796 naira 50 kobo for the cost price, the membership price of a box of Virgin. The retail price is about 20,123. So basically, I just say 20,000. If you had to sell your 20 boxes, you would have made about 402,000 naira. Now, if you remove your capital, that's over 100,000 naira. So let's even just say it's 100,000 naira. An extra 100,000 naira coming into your house for helping people. Listen, you might use the word sell, but for me, you are helping somebody, because if somebody has a pronounced issue, an issue you cannot even tell the world, and you are able to offer something that takes care of that, listen, you were not selling, you were helping. It is a disservice not to sell, because it means you have a solution and yet you don't want somebody's problem to be solved. You've got to change your paradigm. I help 20 people if it was just one box per person. But I can tell you, one lady can get 4 boxes, some 5 boxes. So sometimes 3, 4 ladies and your 20 boxes are over, and yet you're putting 100,000 in your pocket. Immeri says, if you repurchase, remember we said it deepens your margin for you to make more profit. The 30% applies when you repurchase. Whether you are buying 1 box or you are buying 1,000,000 box, you get it at 30% discounted for the rest of your life. So you do the agency, which is 295,930. Rather than getting 20 boxes, now you are getting 28 boxes of Virgin. The cost price suddenly drops to about 10,357. The retail price is the same. So when you sell, you are making a sale of about 563,000 naira. If you subtract your capital from your total sales, you are making about 267,520. Have you noticed you are doing over $250,000 naira? How many people today that if 250,000 naira minimum comes into your house, it will make a difference? There are people who went to school, different grades, 60,000, 70,000 naira, working for 30 days. But listen, you are not selling 100 boxes. It's just 28 boxes that you are using to help society, help humanity, help the women, which was why we gave the statistics of the number of women, and it's growing. Because according to United Nations, over 1 million women are having bacterial vaginosis infections every single day. Now, if it took you 30 days for 28 boxes, 250,000, what if you could do this a week? What if you could do it a day? It's up to you. So imagine if you are earning this monthly. Now, I've talked about the product. I've talked about for those who want to retail. But somebody says, how can I build this? There is a third dimension to this. It means you want to grow. You want to build this as a business. Now, we have the leaderboard and the membership ranking if you choose to join. Now, you can join us. You'll get to know what this means, what we call the pre-associate board, okay? And when you, in Immeri, it's very interesting because you only rise in Immeri by helping others. Listen, again, let me say that. You only rise in Immeri by helping others. If you are not helping others, you will not rise. So it's the truest form of leverage where you help other people and now you rise. The question is, how many persons do I want to help? You succeed by helping others to succeed. Now, as you help more people, through the pre-associate board, you move to the associate board. As you join at the associate level, or you move from the associate board, and you help your team members, you work with them, you are elevated to the rank of elite associate. From that, you move to become an executive. From an executive working with your team members to come to your level, you move to become a manager. When you help your team members to come to the manager level, you move to a director. You do not move until your team members come to where you are. Very interesting. So understand this. If you are the person that says, I eat alone, I die alone, this is, you will not move until you help somebody move to the level where you are. That is the structure. So you can move from the pre-associate board to become a diamond in Immeri. Listen, the key word here is helping others to succeed. And through teamwork, you are elevated to the highest peak of Immeri. Now, Immeri offers you 11 bonus categories outside the retail as you begin to help people. So please do not ask me why you are not getting this. If you are not helping people, you are not qualified. This is only if you are willing to help people. There are 11 bonus categories in Immeri, and Immeri says it starts with the sponsor bonus because you've got to bring to share with somebody. We have the team bonus, elite bonus, promotional bonus, leadership bonus, director development, same rank, repeat sales bonus, travel incentive, car reward, even a house reward. The interesting thing here is that there is no compulsory monthly maintenance. In some organizations, you must do auto-ship every month. You must balance leg, must balance PV. You must, otherwise they flush your point. That does not exist in Immeri. Your membership is for life, no compulsion. Use the product, retail the product, and if you choose to build, now you are qualified for these 11 extra bonuses. How does it begin? It begins with sponsoring. It means you get to share with somebody. You sign up with, I saw Chizzy on the call. Probably Chizzy brought me in. Chizzy is going to earn 5% of whatsoever I came in with. Now, I have my circle of influence, which is my second generation. Chizzy does not know them. But every time I talk to my second generation, my circle of influence, and they come in, Chizzy is now leveraging on my circle of influence that she wouldn't have known. And now she is earning from my second generation also 5% of whatever they come in with. That is if they came in with a classic pack or the agency pack. However, if Chizzy gets me in and I sign up with a wholesale level, Chizzy is going to be paid a 10% tithe, whether she's a pastor or not. If I get to talk to my circle, to my friends, and they come in, they join with a wholesale level. Now, Chizi is also going to get 5%, regardless whether it was wholesale or agency or classic. If that my second level also get to share with their own friends, circle of influence, Chizi does not know them. But again, regardless of whether it was classic, agency, or wholesale, Chizi is still going to earn 5%. How about that? The power of leverage. Well, this takes us now to the true demonstration of the Immeri Synergistic Board Breaking Plan. Now, this is how the board breaking plan works. Now, with the Immeri Synergistic Board Breaking Plan, there are 3 boards. We have the associate board, we have the executive board, and we have the manager board. So if you join Immeri and you want to build, you must pass through these 3 levels. But let me show you, it doesn't matter which level you are in, this is how the board operates across the associate, executive, or the manager board. Immeri operates a board of 15 persons. However, you never see an empty board of 15 persons because the top, which has 7 people, are already pre-filled. The first person on the board is the elite. So in this case, we have the elite, okay? You can call it the king, the Ikwe, the Oba, the Senate leader. You cannot impeach that person. If that person is there, that person is a very beautiful spot, which we will discuss shortly. So on this board, for example, we have the elite. So we have Dan, we have Aki, we have Ada, we have Musa, we have Obi, and we have Eno. Now, it's the job of these people to share with their friends. And their friends are joining between position number 8 to position number 15. So you could see Dan has 2 of his friends that have joined. Aki has 1, Ada has 2, Musa has 0, Obi has 3, Eno have 0, but everybody is contributing on the board. In most cases, you might even meet people who are in other countries on this board. So it could be global on some board. Now, this is how it works. We have Yemi joining. Anne joins, and Anne decides to bring Chika. And Chika shares with Tolu. Immediately Chika shares with Tolu. You see 1 under Chika. What that means is that Chika has what we call qualification, 1 qualification. Now, Tolu looks at it and says, okay, you know what? I speak with Ruth, and Ruth gets Efe. Ruth now has 1 qualification, but Efe also shares with Ndidi. Ndidi has 1 qualification. Listen, whether you are up or down, everybody can share this with their friends. Now, when the last person, which is Joy, comes, the board is filled. And immediately the board is filled, whosoever is the elite is upgraded. We call it promoted to the next rank. So this is a scenario of the associate board, but immediately Joyce comes in, the elite is promoted to the executive board. Now, it could be 1 person that brought in the 8, it could be different people, just like what we saw. The board gets filled and somebody is promoted. Now, once you are promoted to the next rank, 2 things happen. The system says, show me the 2 people who brought in the highest on this board, this exact board. If your math is correct, you see that Obi has 3 people. So Obi goes to head the board. The next person on this that we see here is that Dan has 2, Ada has 2, Anne has 2. So who should go? Now, at this point, the system uses seniority, which is why timing matters. Because Dan came earlier and is positioned earlier before Ada and Anne, even though they also got 2-2, Dan will go first. So the next question is, so who is the next person on the board? We see that Ada is number 2. So Ada will go to follow Obi. Who else has, then Anne also has 2. Anne will move to Dan's board. So all the 2-2s are gone. Who do we see with 1? Aki. Aki will move to Obi's board. Who else has 1? Chika. Chika will move to the next board. Who else has 1? Ruth. Ruth will move to the other board. Who else has 1? Efe. Efe will move to Dan's board. Now everybody's on 0. So though you are on 0, it still uses seniority on the 0. So the first 0 here is Musa. The second one is a no. Moving to the next board. Yemi goes to the other board. Tolu moves to this board. Ndidi moves to Obi's board. And finally, Joy with 0 qualification moves to Dan's board. This is how you always get 7 people at the top of the board. Now, once this happens, a new board is created. So everybody begins to fill the remaining 8 spaces. I hope this is clear enough. You see, to break a board, you don't need 100 people, because even if you had 1, I had 2, I have 1, I have 2, the board is broken and the activity moves on. So the system looks for a new elite. This is how the board works. So now let me take you how people earn. And let's take example of the associate board again. On this associate board, we have the elite. So we have Anne with 2 qualifications. We have Chika with 1. We have Efe with 2. We have Eno with 0. Tolu with 3. And Joyce with 0. Now, this is how it works. Now, on the associate board, there's what we call, I just mentioned what we call qualification, meaning how many persons you got in. Now, if you have 0, in this case, Eno and Joyce had 0 on this board, at the top of the board. You are only paid when you are at the top of the board, when the board breaks. Now, Eno and Joyce have 0. 0 qualification means they did not contribute to the wealth of the commonwealth of the team. So, they are not going to earn. So you see 0 qualification. Between tax 8 to the last person, we call it tax, that's 8 to 15, 0. Because they didn't get anybody on that board. So how much are they being paid? 0. 8 to 15 is called a cycle. So how much are they being paid? 0. If they stay on this board for 1,000,000 years, they don't add anybody, they can go through 20 cycles that is allowed by the associate board. How much are they going to be paid? 0. What this says to you is that the associate board is a contributory board. You want to contribute. Now, who else has somebody on the board? Chika has 1. So let's look at this very carefully. Because Chika has 1, the system says, Chika, you have 1 qualification. Okay? With your 1 qualification, everybody dropping through number 8 to 15, whether you brought them or not, you are qualified to earn 1,800 for each of them. That's what you are seeing. Number 8 to 15 is called a cycle. So with 1 person, Chika can earn 14,400 just with 1 person. And Chika can stay on this board for 20 cycles with the same 1 person and not bring another. And Chika can earn 288,000 naira. Is that good or good? With 1 person. Who else has people on this board? So we see Anne, Efe, and Tolu having people. So, but you see, even Tolu have more than 2. But the system says if you have 2 or higher, even if you bring in 100 people, it's the same thing. So for having 2 or more, on each board, 8 to 15, you are paid 3,600 naira. It means for 1 cycle, 8 to 15, which will be 36 times 8, that's 28,800 naira. And you can stay on this board with your 2 people or more if you don't become the elite, and you can go through 20 cycles, that's 576,000 naira just with 2 people. Guys, this is amazing. Now, for you that you are the elite, this is how you earn, why you should go for the elite. First, you are paid what we call elite bonus. I told you there are 11 ways. So that you are selling products, you don't get this. That you are using the product, you don't get this. You only qualify for this because you are building a team and you are bringing them to where you are. When you are the elite, meaning when the board breaks and they look for the 2 people with the highest number of recruits or sponsor or qualification, and you are choosing instantly, you are paid 59,960 on the associate board. So your total just for being an elite bonus, for getting an elite bonus is paid once, so that's 57,960. For now, each person dropping on your board from number 8 to number 14, remember there are 8 spaces, 8 to 15, but number 8 to number 14, each person that drops on your board is called a team bonus. Whether you are the one that brought them or not, they pay you 11,520 naira. If you multiply that through 7, that gives you about 80,760. Even though you are not the one bringing them, you are still earning. Now, when the last person, which is tax number 15, board number 15 drops, Rather than paying you 11,520, they triple it. So they give you 34,920 just for tax 15 alone. So guys, if you add up just being on the elite position, your elite bonus, your team bonus, your tax number 15, and when the tax number 15 comes on, the board breaks. So they give you what they call a promotion bonus, which is another 57,960. If you add all of this up together, you have 231,480 as an elite. This does not take into consideration whether you had one qualification or two qualification and you slept on that board 20 cycle and earned 288 or 576. This is just taking into consideration that you are the elite. It's clear. So you want to go for the elite. Now, if you move out of this board, you move to the executive board. The executive board is the same thing. So we again, the same example, we have the elite, we have Anne, Chika, Efe, Enotolu, and Joyce. Now, how does this work? From the associate board, you needed to bring some people into the associate board to qualify to start earning at least. You need one person. But on the executive board, immediately you are promoted to the board. We call it an upgrade, promotion. So if you are on the executive board, like Eno has 0, but on the executive board. Joyce has 0, but it's on the executive board. On the associate board, they wouldn't have earned, but on the executive board, Joyce and Eno will earn. For everybody dropping, even though none of their team members have been helped to come to the executive board, they will be earning from the upgrade of other teams members, executives. For everybody dropping on the executive board, Eno and Joyce will be earning 5,760 per person. They didn't bring them. Now, number 8 to 15 is called a cycle. So they can stay there for one cycle. They would have earned 46,080 naira. Now, the executive board allows you to cycle 10 times. So 10 times without moving any of your team member to that board, they can stay there and still earn 460,800 naira. Is that good or good? What happens if you look at Chika? Chika has one person. With Chika having one person, instead of earning 5,760, Chika begins to earn 11,520. Do you see the importance of making sure you help your team members? I said that in Immeri, you are promoted for helping your team members. You earn more. Just one of Chika's team member coming up, Chika has a qualification. Chika begins to earn 11,520. So if Chika earns that through, because it means as everybody's dropping on the board, 11,520, 11,520, through a cycle is 92,160. If Chika stays on this board for 10 cycles without any extra team member coming in, Chika will collect 921,600. Just one person. It's amazing. Now, let's talk about Anne, Efe, and Tolu that have 2 or more. For everybody dropping on the board from number 8 to 15, they are earning 17,280. One cycle, 138,240. They can stay on this board if they don't pick up the elite position with their 2 or 3, and they stay here for 10 cycle, 1.3 million naira, just for helping 2 team members to come up. Guys, this is very, very interesting. Now, we have not talked about the elite. For you that you are the elite on the board, instantly you become the elite, you are paid an elite bonus of 579,600 instantly. Immeri pays real time. All these commissions is paid real time. Now, for everybody dropping on your executive board from number 8 to number 14, that's seven positions, each of them you are paid 115,920, whether you know them or not. So aggregating that can give you 811,440. If the last person comes in, which is tax 15, you are going to earn 347,760 just for that last tax alone, whether you are the one that brought the person or not. Guys, it makes a whole lot of sense. And remember, the last person breaks the board. So as the board is broken, you are promoted to the next rank, and you are also paid another 579,600. I have this scenario in my team. 2 of my team members who became elite executive, and the entire 8 people that came in, none was from our team, none was from Nigeria, they were from Egypt. You now tell her, Pastor Ngozi, that the Bible says the Egyptians you see today, you will not see again. She wants to see this. The husband woke up in 2 weeks, 8 Egyptians have entered. I remember February 25, 26, I was in Port Harcourt, we were heading to Enugu that morning. We woke up, overnight, 5 Egyptians have entered that board. So imagine you are earning 115,000, 115,000, 115,000, 115,000, and you now got 347,000. And as with that last person, the board broke and they're paying another 579,000. Does it make sense? So cumulatively, 2.3 million naira just being the elite on the board. Guys, once the board breaks, you move to the next rank, which is the manager board. The same scenario I told you, that's how the synergistic board works. Now, if you come to the manager board, remember it's an upgrade. Whether your team member has come on the board or not, in the case of Eno and Joyce, though none of their team member is a manager yet and the board breaks, they are at the top of the board for each. Though they don't have a team member on the board, every other person that is dropping a team member on the manager board, each of them is being paid 57,960. So if they stay just for one cycle, that's 467,000 naira passive income. None of your team member means, let's say you stop working, your team stop working, but as people are dropping, you are still being paid. And they can stay on this board for 10 cycles, guys. That's 4.6 million, 4,606,800. What then is pension? That you can stay here 10 cycles. You don't do anything. None of your team members come in here, but because you drop on the manager board, you are earning every time, real time. You are not doing auto ship to end this. You are not balancing leg. It is for life. Anytime it happens, you get there, but for 10 cycles. If you have one qualification like Chika, guys, what do you see? Instead of 57,960, you are earning 115,920 for having just one qualification on this board. My team partner, Pastor Ngozi, she's a manager, the husband is a manager, so the board breaks, the 2 of them are on the same board, and she's collecting, in fact, they've gotten 2 persons drop on their board. She has collected 115,000 naira from those 2 people. The husband too have collected 57,960 from those 2 people. It's not their team, but just because the 2 of them happens to be on the same board. What else are we talking about here? So even if she stays true on one cycle, she has collected 927,000. The husband would have collected 63,680. So, and you can stay on this board for 10 cycles. So if the 2 of them says, you know what, we are done, we are not talking to anybody again, the husband stands a chance to collect 4.6 million, while she has a chance to collect 9.2 million just for getting to that manager rank with one qualification, and the husband 0 and the 2 of them stayed there. Does that make sense, guys? Now, what happens to people like Anne, Efe, and Tolu who have 2 or more? As each person is dropping on the board is 173,880. Each cycle, if you stay there for one cycle, 8 to 15, that's 1.3 million. If you stay there for 10 cycles, that's 13,910,400, just because you have 2 people or 3 people. Have you noticed we're not asking that you got 100 people, you got 200 people, which is what makes people fret. But have you seen the power of leverage? How come you are earning all of this? Because it's leverage. Because it is leverage. Remember, you have 0, but you are still earning from somebody else's activity. I made a post this evening. Michael Jackson is dead, but sorry guys, a dead Michael Jackson is still wealthier because he has a system that is still producing whether he's there or not. What you are doing right now, if you are not there, will you continue to earn? That's the difference of what we are talking about here. If you are the elite on the board, on the manager board, first thing, elite bonus is 5.7 million, guys. Fasten your seatbelt. Just for hitting that elite manager, 5.7 million. 5,776,000. That's huge. Each person that drops on your board, number 8 to 14, whether you know them or not, is 1,157,059,200. So if you aggregate it times 7, that's 8,114,400. Whether you brought anybody else or not, as long as a manager drops on your board, each of them is 1.1 million. Wow. Now, when tax 15 drops, that's 3.4 million, 3,400,600. And remember, tax 15 breaks the board. As the board breaks, that's another 5,776,000. The money is getting so much, guys. It's interesting. Somebody sent me a message the other day, was saying, he said, the uncle said this looks like a blood money, it looks like ritual money, because he does not understand leverage. He's used to working alone. Now, if you put all of this together, 23,184,000 naira. Just being the elite. Mind you, this has nothing to do with whether you had 0 qualification, 1 qualification, 2 qualification. I'm just talking about elite. So if you were the type that went through all the cycles on each of having 0, 1, 2, you know we are talking about almost 50 million here. On one account, and you can have more than one account. You don't need to hide the name. You don't need to use your child's name. Use your name, use your email, use this. The only thing that changes is your username. Guys, this is the power of the system we are talking about. And Immeri says there is a success part to this. Remember, this is for builders, not for somebody that says, I just want to be selling the product. So you can join as a customer, sell your product, you will make money. I mean, 250,000 naira even per week or per month selling 28 products is a lot. And you could build a big base there. But if you join on the classic board and you break out of that board to go to the next rank, they pay you 11,800. If you are on the associate board and you are the elite, I just showed you that leaving that board, completing that board as an elite alone, I'm not adding whether you had 0, 1, 2 qualification, is 231,480. If you're on the executive board and you are the elite executive and you cycle out of that board, 2,318,400. If you're on the manager board and you are the elite, just the elite alone, cycling that board out is 23,184,000 naira. And Immeri is not done, because Immeri says in all of this that we are seeing here, there is 25 million naira minimum guaranteed on this table, and you can have as many tables as possible. So I think probably we need to put up a conference table for 10, just 10 people who want to make this happen, and you work with them. So imagine 250 million. It's amazing. But Immeri says there's what we call leadership bonus. If you're an executive, manager, or a director, every time as an executive you produce an executive, you earn extra 57,960. Have you seen how you earn more for helping your people? If you're a manager and your team member becomes a manager, an extra 579,600 is paid to you. If you are a director and you produce a director, an extra 5.7 million naira is paid to you guys. So imagine if you had 10 directors under you. It's amazing. Your ringtone should change. The money where we get to, go finish. Amen. Other multiple income streams. Repeat sales bonus as you buy product to use. Immeri, as your team members are buying product to use for themselves, Immeri is paying them and still paying you. Director development bonus, you are a shareholder, you are earning 1%, 2%, 3%, up to 6% every single day. Same rank bonus. If you and the person, your direct team member, are in the same rank, I mean, you get the same thing. So rather than any what we call the 1% or the director development bonus, in some organization, if you and your team member on the same level, you lose. Immeri says no, you still earn those 1%, 2%, but not as a director's level, but at the same rank bonus. Travel reward. When you hit elite manager and above, 1-star director, you qualify for an all expense paid vacation. This July, there's supposed to be a travel reward, travel incentive, but because of what is happening. When you become a 1-star director, and that travel incentive is created for you, a second trip. And now every single day that you earn, 5% is kept as a travel point so that you can aggregate them and use them to travel. Then we have a lot of travels that have taken place. This was Dubai in 2018. We have Philippines in 2019. We have Egypt in 2019. And it's just getting much more excited. This is for African beer because there are many others that have taken place. I'm just showing you what has taken place within the last 19 months in Africa. Then if you leave the manager board and you are now a director, instantly as a director, you are rewarded with 5.7 million naira extra to pick up a car as a director. Immeri does not brand a car. It's your car. It's not a fund. You own it. 3-star director, you pick up another car worth 11.5 million. You can choose not to collect the car to collect the cash. You can monetize it at that level. Because at that level, actually, you're a millionaire in dollars. Guys, this is amazing. Let me just show you a few people before we wrap this up. What you see here are Immeri Africa car recipients. They are more directors than this, but they have not chosen their own car. Because actually, Immeri is willing to deliver your car to you in 17, in fact, in 24 hours. Before you even get there, they're already asking you for your car because they want to credit you immediately to pick up the car. We have here Mr. Daniel Sekwe, who became the first elite manager in Africa, the first director in Africa, and the first 1-star director in Africa. And January, I was in Ghana to celebrate with him when he picked up a brand new Honda CR-V. We have here Prince Kujo, also from Ghana, who became a director in December. And in January, I was also in Ghana when he picked up a brand new Honda CR-V Torrent 2020. We have here Dr. John Egwolo Mukoro, I call him Oniovo, the first director and the first 1-star director in Nigeria. And he picked up a brand new Toyota Highlander XLE model 2019. We have just about 3 weeks ago, another director that popped out of Nigeria, Mrs. Patience Madlion, who became a director, and she got for herself a brand new Mercedes-Benz ML350 Formatic. We had last week, Monday, it was celebration again in Lagos when Mrs. Eunice Akalegbere became a director, and she got for herself a brand new Toyota Highlander 2019 XLE model. Guys, and we are still in pre-launch. So what do you think? Right now, I think in the next couple of days, another director is dropping. Listen, this is on steroid. You want to be a part of this. There's a house reward. When you're able to get to a diamond level, the Immeri has a house worth $300,000 US in Malaysia, and it comes with a second home, my Malaysian home multiple visa, okay, for you to enter Malaysia up to 10 years, processed by the company. If you do not want a house in Malaysia, you said, I want the cash to build it anywhere I want in the world, Adabrasa, Ibuzo, anywhere Mbise, you know where you are, Jebu. Hey, $150,000 US cash is available for you to pick up and go build a house of your dream. 2 persons already, as of July last year, 1 year ago, picked up this the penthouses in Malaysia, and they were emerald, because emerald is 6%, diamond is 6%. The chairman said, you know what, let's give them the house. That's how flexible the company is. So what's the benefits as we draw to a close? Well, in Immeri, as you join, understand that there's so much value. You get the team bonus qualification, even with one downline. You qualify. There's no monthly volume targets for you to maintain. No flushing of points ever. No binary system. Not that one leg is short, the other one is long. You need to take it for Holy Ghost service. No leg balancing here, guys. No compulsory monthly authorship, otherwise you will not earn. Training and mentorship program is available every week. We're having training and mentorship program. Online back office to help you track your business. You don't need to come to the office. You can access your business anywhere you are in the world. You can earn direct and indirect bonuses. True car reward incentive. There are some people who got car, but they are still funding the car. That of Immeri is a true car reward incentive. Travel reward incentive, a house reward. And guess what? All our products are FD and NAFDAC approved. This is why we are excited in Immeri. So are you ready to own your life? To be your own boss, to control your own destiny, to achieve your dream, and to live an amazing lifestyle? Guys, it's possible. How do I become a part of all these exciting things happening in Immeri? You can join us with the classic pack, 59,200. You get products worth 59,200. So again, registration actually is free because you get product exactly that amount. You get a business account if you want to build from there. You can join with the agency, which call it associate, 295,930. That is what I will recommend if you have the capacity for that, because it gives you that 30% lifetime discount in case you want to retail. It gives you a business account, one business account, and it's a fast track path for me. If you want to do the wholesale, maybe you are an NGO, a medical facility, a politician that wants to empower people, a governor's wife that wants to do a pet project for women, you can do the wholesale, the tier 1, 739,825. You get 50% lifetime discount on any product you buy. Meanwhile, though you pay 739,825, you are going to pick product worth 940,000, extra 200,000 is added. Tier 2, higher. Tier 3, higher. If you do a tier 4, 2,959,300, they double the product you get. So you get product worth double how much you paid. And you still enjoy 50% discount for life. And you have 4 business accounts. Guys, there is a whole lot of value here. So what do you do? Now that you have had what we've had to offer, you can join us to use this product. You can join us to refer the product to others, and you gather customers, and you still make money. But you can join us to create a system, enroll people into your business, build a team, leverage, and all the wealthy people in the world have systems. You need to go and read Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki so that you understand what we are talking about here. Guys, what's next? I'll encourage you to get back to the person who shared this opportunity with you so that they can get you started immediately. If you are a guest on this call, get back to whoever invited you. Send you a text message. You saw it on Facebook. You saw it on WhatsApp. Anyhow, you got a text message to be here. Please get in touch with that person and you can be on board Immeri exactly tonight. It's very, very interesting to note that people are winning and your journey can begin today. But before I close, I always like to say that nobody was born to win. Nobody was born to lose. You win or you lose is a product of your choice. All the people who have just shared at their success story, it was one decision. They choose. It's my hope and desire that you will choose Immeri today. So again, with this being said, I want to appreciate everyone that have joined us. Abiodun Rufus, thank you for being on this call. Esther Iyo, thank you for being a part of this call. Femi Larunsi, thank you for joining us. Folashade Mustafa, thank you so very much. Mrs. Fumi Adegbite, thank you so very much for joining us. Fumi Layo Esther Odeniyi, glad that you join us. Joy Ifeanyi Chukwu Aso, thank you very much, ma'am, for joining us. Engineer Maro, thank you so very much for being a part of this call. Ngozi Obiliki, thank you for joining us. The awaiting mother, Wanya Helen Chuko, thank you so very much. I think this should be Dr. Alake Olakule. Thank you for joining us on this call. Also, Rosemary Adagrasa. Oh, and I was talking about Adagrasa the other side. Okay, thank you so much for joining us, ma'am. And we have Stella. Thank you for joining us. Une Isaac, thank you. I hope my food has not been exhausted. And Basi, thank you for joining us. And every other person behind either it's a Samsung, it's an iPhone, a Techno. I'm seeing so many other people, but I can't get your name. I want to say thank you so very much for being a part of this call. If you are a guest, choose Immeri today and go make it happen. I like to say that there is a board about to break in the next minute. Let's close up. Let's wrap up. Let's go break some board. Guys, thank you for being a part of this. I wish you an amazing, and may your board break faster than you imagine. Thank you so very much. God bless you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Stay happy, stay simple. This is Immeri, and this event has been powered by Team Takeover. Once again, my name is Solomon James. I want to say thank you very much